Hello, 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 friends. Welcome back to part 3 of Race to the Truth, Slavery in the African American Story. Today we will be picking up on chapter 1. Won't probably get all the way through chapter 1, but we're going to get started. We're going to tackle this bit by bit. We're going to learn our history and the history of others so that we can know more and do more. It's going to be more important than ever here coming up. So let's get into it. Chapter 1, Early African Presence in America. Black people were here even before slavery started in America. By most historical accounts, slavery in North America dates from 1619. That's when Virginia's governor, George Yardley, purchased 20 and odd Negroes from the crew of an English privateer ship in exchange for food. The governor's purchase of these 20 Africans marked the beginning of 2.5 centuries of Northern American slavery. But African people had come to the shores of what would become the United States well before 1619. Some as captured people, some as indentured servants, and others on expeditions, but all alongside European explorers. The first African who came to North America came from Europe, not Africa. They actually accompanied the explorers who discovered new lands for the royal monarchies of Spain and Portugal. For instance, Juan, Handsome John Garrido, an African conquistador who first accompanied the Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon to what is now Puerto Rico in 1508 in search of gold, and then in 1513 to what we now know as Florida. Conquistadors were a cross between soldiers and pirates. But instead of conquering and pillaging foreign places for themselves, they did it for the rulers who paid for their voyages. We can't say for certain just how Handsome John came to be a free African man living among the Portuguese, or how he got his nickname for that matter. Some historians speculate that he was the son of a king who made special provisions for him to work as a business liaison between the Portuguese and his father. Others say he had been formerly enslaved, but somehow managed to buy or be granted his freedom from his master, Pedro Garrido, a Spaniard who was aboard a vessel in the same convoy that carried Handsome John during his first expedition to the Americas. What we can say for sure is around 1487. What we can say for sure is that Juan Garrido was born in West Africa around 1487 and moved at some point to Lisbon, Portugal. In 1503, around 16 years old, he left Lisbon and traveled to Seville, Spain, to embark upon his first maritime adventure to Hispaniola, the island now shared by Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The men Garrido accompanied to the West Indies islands, pillaged the land for gold, and captured the indigenous they encountered by order of the Spanish government in an attempt to spread Catholicism throughout the world. It might be hard to believe that a man who may have himself been enslaved would invade native people's lands, pillaging and plundering for the glory of the Spain and the expansion of Spanish rule. But that just goes to show that everything we know about slavery isn't black and white. 5 years later, Garrido left Hispaniola alongside Ponce de Leon in search of gold in what is now known as Puerto Rico. A loyal and trusted companion, Garrido fought to subdue the people in support of Ponce de Leon, who became governor of the island, though he had no right to do so. On behalf of the Spanish government, the indigenous people were resilient, however, and fought against the Europeans who had invaded their land. During that same century, there was at least one documented incident involving the transport of captured Africans to what we now recognize as the United States of America. In 1526, slave catchers attempted to transport a shipload of captured Africans to the New World, but their efforts were foiled when the captives revolted and escaped in what is now South Carolina. These captives found themselves thousands of miles away from their native lands, on the distant and unknown shores of America. Little did they know that in the years to come, many more unsuspecting African men, women, and children would be caught up in a merciless current that would carry them across the Atlantic Ocean, far away from home. All right, we will stop it here for now. We'll take it in little bits and little bites. Next video will probably be a little bit longer, but we'll just get through it piece by piece. Thank you for joining me for part 3, and I will see you next time, okay? Be good. Drink some water. All right. Get some rest. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. All right. Love you. Bye.